2020 is almost officially over. So you know what that means? It's time to make my yearly writing goals that I'm probably not going to stick to. Hello everyone, it's me Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be going over my goals for 2021. So each and every year as I sit down and think back on what I have and mostly have not done over the past 365 days, it took a lot of thinking to sort of discover what I wanted my goals for this next year to be. I don't know what it is. I always feel that my goals are really arbitrary and really simple and basic, and things that aren't necessarily helpful to me in my pursuit of being a traditionally published author and, you know, moving along with my writing journey. They're things that I put on there that are always very easy for me to complete, bar one goal which I always put on there thinking it's going to be easy, and then I fail miserably at it. I didn't want to give myself too many. I failed in that respect. But taking what I've learned over the past year, 2 years, if I give them proper deadlines and don't give myself too many of them at once, they should all be doable. I always give my years themes that I want to try to work towards in regards to my goals. Last year, this year, technically still, was Hindsight 2020, which I'm still so very proud of that name, where it was me looking back at all of the places where I could improve in my daily life, in my writing life, looking back on them in hindsight and sort of trying to see where I could improve on them. Suffice to say, this past year has not made it easy to complete those goals, but I think we did okay. Next year, 2021, is a bit weird, but my theme is reset, renew, and repeat. I'm going to reset or set again my past goals. I'm going to renew or resume again my current goals. And I'm going to repeat or do again the things that I have found that work. There's a lot to take from 2020. I'm only going to take the positive stuff, okay? Leave all that negative stuff behind. We don't want to deal with it anymore. As always, there are 3 separate parts to all of my goals. One of them is writing related. The other 2 are life related, not necessarily writing, although they will sort of have a knock-on effect of each other. And this is where I get a little bit creative. The first of my main goals for 2021 is positivity. Yes, it is spelled with the TEA. Where I'll be focusing on gratitude, exercise, and self-care. The second overall goal is responsibility. Where I will focus on schedule, routine, and organization. The third, and possibly the most important in regards to this AuthorTube video, is creativity, which is reading and writing. That's basically it. All 3 of these sort of subcategories of my overall goals will hopefully sort of create this nice, motivated, productive me in all aspects of my life, where I have been very unmotivated and unproductive as of late. And hopefully all of these together will aid in pushing me forward and actually damn well achieving something this year in regards to writing. So we are going to get down to the nitty-gritty, focusing purely on creativity, because that's really the only one that I have really focused on sub-categorizing everything I need to work on in regards to my creativity. The first goal for my creativity is a goal that I put on here every single year, and I don't know why, because every single year without fail I fail to achieve this goal, which is totally on me, but it's read 12 books. This has been on my list for the past 4 years. I have not read 12 books in 1 year for the past 4 years, 5 years, maybe. And I don't know why I keep putting it on this list. Because I start off fine and then I sort of slowly stop and forget all about it. But this year, as I've said every other year that I've done this, I am determined to read 12 books, okay? Absolutely determined. And you know what? I'm not just going to stick to YA this year. First of all, because I think part of the problem with my lack of drive to read is the fact that YA is very, very disappointing for me. at the moment. Like, I'm constantly disappointed. I've read one book this year, not including my rereads of Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. That is YA that I have actually enjoyed. And I don't want to read a book which I know I'm going to be disappointed in, so I've sort of like avoided reading a book. But I have a plan for that this year. Not just reading YA, I'm going to branch out now that I'm technically a middle grade writer as well, seeing as I've written a middle grade this year, which I'm very, very happy about. I'm going to be reading not only YA, but I'm going to be reading some middle grade and I'm going to be reading some adult, because I'm an adult and I suppose that's technically my category that I should be reading as an adult. So I am going to be reading 6 YA, 4 middle grade and 2 adult books, or something along those ratios. Definitely slightly more YA than middle grade, but definitely more middle grade and YA than adult, because I don't know if I'm ready for adult. The second creativity goal that I have this year is to query Project Body Swap. Now, I've spoken about Project Body Swap a lot recently. It's one of my main projects that I'm doing for Milwordy, which is not going so well at the moment. It is one of my YA fantasy standalones, which I am very, very close to completing the 3rd draft of. So that is a story that I'm most happy with. That is a story which is the highest level of quality, which is the closest to being ready to query. So at some point next year, I don't know when yet, I've not got those sort of deadlines, I will be attempting to query Project Body Swap. I did do Pit Mad this year for the very first time earlier in the month, in December. I did Pit Mad query with Project Body Swap. Nothing came of it, obviously, because I suck at writing pitches and queries and it was my first time doing it, but it paved the way for me to do more. So that's my big number 1 goal there. The next goals, my group of goals, are all regarding drafts of my current books. I want to reach and complete draft 4 of Project Fae, draft 2 of Project Theft, and draft 2 of Abingdon House. Project Fae, I'm currently working on the 3rd draft, so I want to get one more draft of that done and revised. Project Theft is not quite finished yet. It was one of my 2 NaNoWriMo projects this year. I've got like 5 chapters left. 5 chapters, and I want to get that done and rewritten and revised for its 2nd draft, and the same with Abingdon House, which is my middle grade. I've already got some great alpha readers reading both Abingdon House and Project Theft to help me along to sort of get the 2nd draft a better quality than my 2nd drafts have been in the past. The earlier I get eyes on it, the easier it is to revise. That is what I say. That is what I know what we're talking about. Next, for creativity, I want to make sure that I journal more often. I did start journaling in September and I was really good in September, mostly because I was vlogging it. And I was okay in October, but then November and December, like, I haven't touched the journal. But I enjoyed journaling, not just for writing, but for like everyday stuff. So I want to start doing that again. Not only is it going to help with words for Milwordy, but I feel like it's going to help me if I'm stressed or if I am feeling down or if I'm struggling with writing or things like that. Get some things off my chest, scribble, do some outlining, free writing, etc, etc. It is enjoyable and I do miss it, not enough to actually do it. This year I also want to start redrafting Nephilim. Nephilim is currently on its 7th draft. I sort of shelved it earlier this year because there is something wrong with the plot and I don't know what is wrong with the plot and I cannot work out what the issue is, and nothing I do to revise the story or the plot or the ending makes it work. So I need to strip it down, I need to take it apart, I need to take the main plot, which is a girl finds out she's half angel, half human and fights sin, and take the characters, because I love the characters, which is a good thing, and just completely redraft it and restart it from the bottom and work my way up. The next thing I want to do in regards to redrafting, and I completely blame the queens for this, you all know who you are, is I want to redraft Project Floral. Project Floral was my NaNoWriMo novel in 2019. I wrote like 95,000 words of it. I don't have it anymore. It's on my old hard drive that broke. I still have the hard drive, so maybe I can get it back off. But The Queens, coupled with me reading All the Stars and Teeth, really sort of inspired me to sort of take another look at that story. So taking the basics of the plot, which is Princess finds out that the magic within her is dying, and she travels across her kingdom to find someone who can tell her how to get it back, and take the characters, change the characters up a little bit. I think maybe I'm gonna have to do, but take the general characters and the general plot and change the multi-POV to a single POV, doing those sort of things, I think, and then I'm gonna have to redraft that as well. Again, there is no set deadlines or timeframes for any of these things, except that Project Body Swap will take precedent in the early parts of the year to get it ready for querying. I have a lot of writing to do this year. I have a lot of organising to do this year. And I want to make sure that somehow, I don't know how I'm going to do this, okay? But I don't write more than I do write, and I procrastinate more than I don't procrastinate. So somehow this year, I want to try and live my life as a full-time writer, despite the fact I'm not a full-time writer. So that means working on my projects every day and dedicating time as if writing was an actual career for me. Not writing on the weekends, or because weekends is when I tend to have the most free time. When you write 5 days of the week, stick to a schedule and stick to a routine. I feel like if I start taking my writing as seriously as if it was currently a career for me, might help push my imagined career as a writer forward, obviously. So I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know what it's but yeah, things and stuff. Words, writer, I don't know. I'm very excited for this new year to get here. I sort of like always think that the second January 1st comes around, it's an instant reset on my entire life. That is how I sort of always imagine it to go. Obviously it doesn't go that way. So I will need to be a little bit more realistic in my thinking that, you know, it's not magically going to happen on January 1st. I need to put in the work for it, and I need to put in the dedication and the time and the energy, and I need to push myself to be motivated, and I need to do my best to not procrastinate as much. But I'm very excited for that time to come, and I'm very excited to be working on all of these 6 novels now. I will make this work for me. I will get to the stage where some ratio of everything that I find lacking in my life is gonna just like glue together and sort of make my life work. And I think these 5 things, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I think these 8 things I have pinpointed within positivity, creativity, and responsibility are the things I do need to work on to feel more like I'm living a productive, motivated life. Why is adulting so hard? So those are my goals for 2021. Reset, renew, repeat. Let me know down in the comments below, what are some of your goals for 2021? What are you looking forward to in this new year? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Good thoughts and happy writing.